The top stories. Transport board workers express anger at short severance payments. Food charities say the need is greater, and the Garrison gets ready to pay tribute to a giant of horse racing. Welcome to Nation News for Thursday, August the 28th, 2014.
No matter where you are in the world, at home or abroad, Nation News keeps you connected with what's happening in Barbados through our website, video newscast, and online e-papers. So stay connected with Nation News. Your time, your way.
It was meant to be a joyous day for transport board workers who lost their jobs in government's big jobs cutting program. But it seemed to be anything but for most of them. The workers turned up at the board's offices to receive severance benefits, but some left in angry mood when they were offered partial payment only. They expressed surprise at this, but a board spokesman has been quoted as saying that it had been made clear that a portion of the benefits would be paid on Thursday and the rest at a later date. Trade union leader Sir Roy Trotman weighed in on the issue, calling on government to keep its promise and make funds available to the cash-short transport board. The retrenched workers made a noisy protest last week, and Sir Roy said they shouldn't have to take such measures to get what's legally theirs. As Ebola fears grow, the Ministry of Health has this week been conducting what it calls sensitization programs among community interest groups. At the latest seminar at the Sandiford Centre on Thursday, Dr. Omar Edwards, a medical officer in the Ministry of Health, said precautionary measures would be put in place at all entry points to Barbados, including the Port St. Charles and Port Ferdinand marinas. Among those attending the seminars have been police officers, clergy, and tourism officials. Two food charities say more people are seeking to use their services. Representatives of the Barbados Vagrants and Homeless Society and government's HIV food bank gave the information as summer interns at Lyme presented food hampers to the two agencies. The society's president, Kimar Safri, said people who were neither vagrants nor homeless were asking for meals. Food bank manager Stacia Whitaker said people with HIV and AIDS may be finding it more difficult to manage.
It doesn't mean that these are new persons who are diagnosed. It doesn't always mean that, but it could mean persons who were already diagnosed with HIV but have fallen on hard times and therefore are reaching out to us for assistance.
Industry Minister Donville Innes wants the IDC to keep its focus tightly on business development, even though the millions of dollars owed by tenants is a serious concern. Mr. Innes says the state agency should see itself as more than a landlord, even though it is entitled to lock out rogue tenants who can pay rent and yet refuse to do so. On the other hand, he said the IDC should offer assistance to those who are willing to make a contribution and may even be waiting on some type of refund from government in order to make a payment. Want assurances that a local small business produces quality work? Well, the Small Business Association will soon be launching the Small Business Approved Seal, which CEO Lynette Holder says will be a symbol of excellence. The seal can be placed on offices, corporate stationery, and websites to show that they operate according to best practices. Ms. Holder, who was speaking ahead of next month's Small Business Week, said there will be a customer review component similar to Angie's List in the United States.
Sure, all of us are aware of the Angie's List that's in the US. We are bombarded via the press, via the media about this particular brand. And it has certain features akin to that particular American product. And we think it's time in Barbados that we are able to encourage consumers to give reviews, to evaluate products, to evaluate services, and therefore help overall in the development of the kind of quality standard within the sector.
At what's expected to be his final news conference as head of the Barbados Workers Union, Sir Roy Trotman has added his voice to the chorus of those calling for an end to rising violence. Speaking at Solidarity House, he said the union was fully supportive of new initiatives by David Commichon to highlight the fight to stop violence, especially against women. Sir Roy's replacement as General Secretary is expected to be chosen at a union conference this weekend. There seems to be an app in development for just about anything these days, and a business advocate wants Barbados to be in the thick of things. Executive Director of the Coalition of Service Industries, Lisa Cummins, says the skills of UE science and technology students in developing software should be mobilized to assist businesses.
We're aiming first and foremost to identify the market domestically. Globally, the market is growing. Globally, we know that we have institutions, organizations and businesses like Apple. We know that there's Samsung. We know there's Android and those things. Are we aiming to get into that market? Of course we are. But first of all, we have to corner the domestic market. First of all, we have to be able to find ways to simplify the ways in which our businesses right here in Barbados and across the region do business. So we're creating innovation, not simply innovation of products and new products, but innovation of business processes.
Ms. Cummins made the comments during a workshop for the Industry Genius Mobile App Development Contest, which is a partnership with Digicel to give local program developers the opportunity to work directly with businesses. Sport now. Saturday's horse racing at the Garrison Savannah will be dedicated to a giant of the sport. It will be the Sir David Seal 50th year in horse racing day. Some of the 8 races will carry the names of outstanding horses he has owned over those 5 decades, including Ben Tom, Sanford Prince and Kingly Street. Sir David has also had a distinguished career in administration and is currently the president of the Turf Club. In cricket, West Indies will now turn their attention to the 2 test matches against Bangladesh after the lone T20 was rained out on Wednesday night in St Kitts. Bangladesh had reached 31 without loss when rain and strong winds forced ground staff to burn out the covers. The match, which followed a windy's whitewash of the 3-match ODI series, was declared a no result around 10:30. The first test will start next Friday at Arnasville in St Vincent. And finally, a British couple are planning a $60,000 wedding in Thailand this December, featuring scuba diving, elephant trekking, and bamboo river rafting. So far, so romantic. But there's a twist. Courtney Mackenzie and Jamil Newell, whose backgrounds are Jamaican, want to fund their dream wedding through corporate sponsorship. Companies can, for example, choose to get their logo on the bride's dress for a fee. Innovative or tacky? What do you think? Their website, if you're interested, is sponsorourwedding.com. And that's Nation News. Get the news that's fit to print our broadcast in Friday's Weekend Nation on our website nationnews.com, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.